Are we recording yet?
We are.
All right, welcome to episode 2 of the Only Fools and Racing podcast. We have been sat here for 3 hours trying to sort this video out, so really sorry if I look pissed off at the minute. Anyway, let's crack on.
Technical problems caused entirely by our social media man, Jem. Right, so onto the podcast.
Hang on, you're a social media man as well.
Listen, I had nothing to do with setting up this call. You was like, I'm going to send out invites, and then I'm going to. But we got to keep it under an hour because we've got.
Yeah, but who was dragging his heels with the chicken?
Hang on.
Setting the call up was your
Muslims, stop fighting. Stop.
It's what we do
anyway,
best, mate.
Let's welcome our. Well, I don't think so. Jesus Christ, Gaza's flattened. Anyway, let's welcome Louis Valleley to our podcast. Welcome, Louis.
Oh, thank you very much. It's good to be here.
Stop lying. I had to pay him. I had to pay him, and then I'll threaten him because he took me money.
Well, I've had to think about this one because after watching that first episode, a bit feisty,
Yeah, let's also welcome Zach back.
Hi.
Yes, Zach.
It's happening.
Yeah, so let's crack straight on. Why did you pull in then in that race when you were in 9th?
Well, hang on. Let's take a bit of a run.
No. Tell me fucking why.
Right. So Chris is referring to Brands Hatch, the last round of the BSB Championship, or for us, the Sports Bike Championship.
So yeah, race 1. We made the wrong tyre choice, which became apparent on the very first lap. So on the starting laps, I think we actually managed around lap 1. Just started pissing it down, and it was completely wet through around the back. So obviously we came in, and we were making a decision on tyres, and because it was so wet around the back, I was thinking front wet, dry rear. So we went for that, and it had dried out really fast around the back. So obviously it had only rained for maybe a minute, but really heavily. But it was like there was spray around the back as we was going round, and then we pulled him in the pits for about 10 minutes. So I assumed it'd still be the same round there, but it definitely was not. It was bone dry, wet front, and yeah. There was a couple other issues that played a factor at the time, which made the bike harder to ride. But yeah, the reason for pulling in was to put dries on and then get a fast lap time for the race tomorrow to put me in the best position, because I knew I was just going to keep dropping. I didn't feel good on the bike. So yeah, when I came into pits, it turns out you can't do that.
Oh, I found that one out at Knock Hill as well.
Yeah.
Shall I tell you what happened?
Unique to Zach.
Shall I tell you what really happened?
Go on, then.
We're all ears.
What really happened was, right, Zach went out, and they went out, and they did the little thingy, and then the rain thing come out. And at this point, I'd snuck up into hospitality like a little squirrel. I'd gone up there, and I was on the top. I could see everything. And I could see the sun. It was raining, but I could see the sunshine, right, in the distance, coming over the hotel. You know the hotel on the last corner?
Yeah.
I just saw it. I saw the grey car, and I was like, right. So I'm texting his dad. Dries. I looked down there, and I could see Coops there, and he's putting his dries on, and I saw Zach go and spot Columbia with full wets, and I thought, no, he's looking at them full wets, and he nearly went full wets because he was copying Columbia, a guy who's not used to our weather, that's seen a drop of rain and gone, oh my God, I need to put full wets, right?
What the fuck was that accent?
I don't know. So anyway,
It's a convincing Italian. Yeah, go on.
He chose the tyres he went out on, even though I was saying to his dad, dry. But the Sheltons are so clever that just before the day starts, they decide to swap brand new phones. So Dave's got no phone in his pocket. So I'm there going, dry. Why did he dry it? He's not even looking at his phone. I'm thinking, why? Look, I'm trying to ring him. It's going straight to answer machine. Oh, I gave him a new phone, didn't he? So he didn't have a phone in his pocket. So then he goes out on his little peddler. He's off, and I just thought, this is unreal. And he pulls in, right? But 70-80% of the riders on that race had the same tyres as Zach, and they finished the race.
No.
lack of heart for me. That
No. It wasn't lack of heart. I pulled him for the right reasons.
I did give him a lot of crap that night.
Yeah, wow, did he?
You're giving a lot of crap now.
I know. I've got to do it publicly for our fans. They want to know. The sponsors want to know why.
Yeah,
As a sponsor,
an idea for next year. You know where you said you saw the sky clearing up coming over from the other side of the hotel?
yeah,
You need to start bringing your drone to the races.
we drone.
When it's changeable, send it up and then see if there's clear weather on the way.
That'd be a good idea. That
We shouldn't have said that.
It's a very good idea, but I get the feeling that MSV would be all over
Well, you will not know whose it is. Do you know what I mean? They won't
Fly
know
it from
who it
the
is.
car park. I'm not over the circuit.
Who's our arch enemy? I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll whoever's our arch enemy next year, we'll just put their sticker on it and we'll send it up.
The skullduggery. I like it.
So Zach suffered for that one. Cause
yeah, big time.
a message to all the sponsors now. I apologise for that. Will happen again next year.
I apologise also, but yeah, the intentions behind it were good, but it didn't work out that way.
No. But did you at any point though think to yourself,
Dries.
I know what Chris is like. Am I really doing the best thing here? Because he is going to go absolutely apeshit when I.
To be honest, nah. When you're in that moment, you just try and I was almost in like survival mode. I was just trying to salvage what I could, and I was just thinking, like, this is going to be like shit tomorrow. What am I going to do? If I'm so far down on the grid, so that's why I thought, right, I'll pull in, I'll get a fast lap, and tomorrow will be sweet. I thought, well, this race is a shambles at the start, because the wrong tyre choice, and there was other factors as well, like I say.
Do you want to tell? Listen, Zach. You can say what you want to say here. You know you can. Where's your dad? Is he in?
No, he's not here.
Is he listening?
Nah.
Go on, tell him what happened.
Right. Okay. So. I can't fully remember now, but we got a good setup for qualifying. They just needed tweaking. The setup was sweet. So I come in from qualifying. I'm like, yeah, all happy. Just tweak these bits, whatever. And then when we got out in the race, obviously I had the wet front in, so I'm thinking, because I can't turn the bike properly and it just doesn't feel right. Like, I'm assuming I've still got the wet setting in, or it's the wet front. I'm so confused, and the bike is so hard to ride. So I'm assuming it's either still a wet setting, even though I said to my dad, if you took the wet setting out, or it's the front, it's the wet tire. So obviously the race shambles. I come back in, but even when I went back out on the dries, even then the bike still didn't feel right, and I just thought it was me. I just thought I'm overthinking it because the bike's the exact same. What's wrong with me? But I wrote it off and thought tomorrow's a new day. We're sweet. It wasn't until 9 o'clock that night
when he'd watched me, every time I walked past, like I was going, you fucking heartless bastard. Honestly, I didn't even speak to him. He wouldn't even come out the race truck. He was going, are you coming in here? I don't think I'm much welcomed in the audience.
I remember that, yeah.
Laid there he was, under his blanket. Like, every time I walked in, I'm like that. He's like... And then his dad went, I've got to tell you something. And I went, what? I fucked the setup up. I was like, you just let me give your son a load of shit for 4 hours and it was your fault. Oh, God.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny. So how'd you do the next day, Zach?
Day 2. Not as well as I wanted to.
But you did get nerfed, didn't you, on that opening lap? It's up to Druids. You got nerfed out wide.
Yeah. Obviously, the plan was always to follow Columbia through. Obviously, we'd spoke about it. Obviously, seeing Columbia right in front of me, the plan was always to follow him through. So, got through turn 1 behind Columbia. That was sweet. And as I went up to Druids, Columbia managed to get under someone just before me, and that someone then turned in because Columbia had gone past him while I was still going for the same line, and I had to obviously stand up. I ran out wide, and then I came back. But so yeah, straight away, like the start of the race, it was just sent me too far back, and
But we need to work on that next year. We need to work on
big
start.
time. But
And
hopefully we won't be in that position next year, being so low down on the grid on qualifying.
But every time this year you have started low down, you have a much better race. Every time you're in that top 6, you come back round and you'll be in 8th or 9th. So
this is what I mean.
That we need to work on.
Yeah. But this is what I was thinking the other day. Like every time we get put on the back foot in qualifying, we seem to have a really good race. But when we've got everything laid out and we're up there in qualifying, we then encounter issues in the race. So,
but I'll tell you one good thing.
Yeah.
At least your bike never set on fire.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that's a brilliant. I like that segue. That's a brilliant segue.
Before we jump onto that, because I just wanted to ask. Zach something. So
I was more jumping off it.
when you find that you starting further down and you tend to start strong in that situation, is that because you're going in with I've got nothing to lose, lay it all on the line sort of thing, like because I'm mid pack anyway, or is it like what's different versus when you're sort of starting lower down versus higher up? Like maybe when you're higher up a bit more, like let me kind of preserve my position, save what I've got, not go too aggressive.
I don't know, to be fair. I do always think you can't win a race on lap 1, but you can lose it. So I guess when I am in a good position in qualifying, obviously I just try and maintain my position for maybe the first lap and figure everything out, and then start chipping away. But when you're at the back of the grid, you haven't got time to let everyone figure themselves out. Do you know what I mean? You have to go for it. You've got, like you say, you've got nothing to lose. So that is sort of the mentality difference.
I'm pretty confident, right, that if we get his starts nailed and we get that first 2 or 3 corners nailed, you'll see a different rider next year.
It's not just the starts. I think there's something, and I've always found this about myself, whether it's karting, whether I'm on the sim, whatever it is, I've normally gone as quick as I'm going to go in that session by about lap 8 or 10. There's been times where I've put like 80 lap stint in on the sim, and I won't be able to keep up with my ghost times from lap 8, lap 10. Like I'll peak fairly early, whereas there's other people that will gradually get faster.
That's your fitness.
No, when we go karting, I'm the fittest one there amongst our group. But I tend to, what I think happens is I've found time over the first 8-10 laps, but then I sort of keep trying to find time, and I think I end up starting to overdrive a little bit.
Yeah,
I think that's what happens. So I don't know.
So yeah, I think get the starts nailed, the first few laps,
and getting up to pace quick.
Don't let the front 3 or 4 leave you, and you'll be different next year.
Yeah, 100%. That's what we need to work on.
So how do you think your season went this year then, Lou? I'm only joking. Come on, tell us. What do you think?
It was a scorcher.
Yeah, it was. It was a scorcher enough, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, started off. We were hopeful. Started off in obviously Donington Park test. Didn't go very well. So we were testing a load of things, like teething problems, and then
what didn't go well? Elaborate. Come on. What went wrong?
What went wrong? I don't know. It was just teething.
At what point did you think, fuck me, I've made a bad mistake? I want my money back. What point did you think, fuck? You can be honest on here. We're not going to tell anyone.
Okay.
When you got 12,
probably we got to probably around after probably the fire. That's probably when it's sort of like
that was Snetterton, right?
Yeah, that's Snetterton. Just before.
Yeah. Just tell us what caused the fire. Do you know?
Yeah, basically the crankshaft, well, the conrod just went straight through the front of the engine.
Right.
And
but could that be blamed on anything or not, or is it just one of them things?
Oh, it's one of those things. I'm not too sure. I mean, to be fair, that engine was refreshed for that round as well, so I was told. But yeah, it was just a bit of a weird one. It wasn't like a strong engine at all. So I mean, I didn't really get many laps in that weekend anyway. So, and I think because I went out in the first session and I didn't even make it to the second corner, and that was that session over. And then FP2, can't remember what happened in that one, but I said to him, I was like, if I actually finished the whole of Friday, it would have probably blown up on the Friday. So it is what it is.
You didn't really have a lot of offs, did you?
Not really. What was it? My first off was at Alton Park, and that was due to
a bad one though, was it?
It wasn't, but I think it was the engine. The engine went bang. Well, I say it went bang. It just oil leak was coming out of a out of somewhere. I was not too sure, but oil was leaking out, and it went onto my rear tyre going to turn 1 Alton Park, and just had me straight off. Well, luckily it didn't actually go and be a lot worse because it could have been. I kind of controlled it as best as I could.
So what lap was that on? Do you know?
That was in FP2.
I remember that.
Was you giving it something?
It wasn't a self-induced off, so...
Nah. But, yeah, and then obviously after that, the next one's at Donington. To be fair, that's probably one of my strongest rounds this year. Went into qualifying, set a not too bad lap time, got into the 29s, and then went into the race and had a bit of confidence. I was like, the bike actually felt half decent, and I was on the back of the pack, and I was like trying to keep with Hedger. I was like, caught Hedger back up. I went into turn 1. I was like, I'll just brake a tiny bit later. Going into it, went 5 meters later and turned in. I was like, yeah, it's gone. See you later.
So what ended this? What ended the relationship then? What actually happened? Because
we went back to Alton Park, and we were all quite sort of positive about it because we put a new swing arm in for Cadwell, and the suit a swing arm because we had the FTR swing arm in for the whole year.
You pulled in at Cadwell, didn't you?
Sorry?
Did you pull in at Cadwell? Something happened at Cadwell.
Yeah, I pulled in. Did I pull in? I can't remember. I crashed in the last race.
If you were 9th, would you have pulled in?
No, definitely not.
Exactly. That's why I love you, Louis. You fucking tell him. Will you have a word, will you?
I'll tell you what, I've probably pulled in. This year is the only time I've ever pulled in my life. Yeah. And I think that was probably the last race I had on that bike was when I pulled in. I'll never pull in.
What did you pull in for?
I thought I was going to say never pull out, but yeah, go on.
That's what I was waiting for. I think it says more about us, though, than it does other people.
That was right. I remember now. I literally just pulled in because I just didn't want to ride the bike. I just couldn't ride it.
You just thought, fuck this.
Yeah, it's had enough.
And while you're flying around Cadwell on a superbike, you've literally got time to process in your mind, fuck this, I'm fucking going on.
You'll be surprised at what you can do.
Yeah?
Your brain slows down quite a lot.
So what was the main thing that you was battling with that bike this season? Was it chassis or engine? Both? If it was both, what was the worst aspect of it that you found?
It got to, like, for the first probably half of the season, it was more chassis. And then we've kind of sorted a problem, and then it sort of shifted to electronics. And it was just, we couldn't find that sort of base setting where it was like decent. I could go to a track and start on that, and then I could actually go fast. It never was like that. And so yeah, it was just kind of hard just to try and find a direction with the bike. But yeah, there were issues with the bike that kind of arisen like halfway through, like got to knock hill. And
was there much testing that you was able to do outside of the rounds?
Not really. I mean, the only time I tested that bike was at Donington Test, and we had minimal laps there, and then we had the 2.5 days at Navarra, and then that was it.
Just say no comment if you can't answer this question. How much did you pay for that ride?
No comment.
What does it start with?
What does it start with?
What have you?
What pound sign?
Well, what I'm just trying to. I just want people to realise, yeah, because I will touch it on the last episode. Like, people don't realise how much it costs to ride these bikes in that league. So with all your sponsors and everything like that, you always go off a budget. So, like, did you spend a lot of money this year?
Yeah, look, we did spend a lot of money. I put in everything that I could put in.
Yeah.
I've literally put everything in. Look, I've got nothing left at the end of this year.
Yeah.
That I was able to put in.
And I know I spoke to you before because I've known Louis for 2 years now. I mean, I was with you when you first ever put your leg on a superbike, wasn't I?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And you've got some good sponsors, you've got some good friends, and you're well liked in the paddock. So, like, even I think you were telling me even your sponsors went over budget. At the start of the year, it was you've got to pay X, and I'm sure there was.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I couldn't. I don't really know what we paid this year because it was like just seemed like it just kept on going. But so that's why I kind of stopped thinking about it.
Yeah.
But my sponsors were amazing anyway. They were literally pound with tyre bills, pound with fuel bills, and
Did buy any fire extinguishers?
I can't remember if I did.
So you spent a lot of money on it this year.
Yeah, we spent a lot of money, and obviously the crashing as well. Some of it obviously weren't my fault, so that was coming out of the team's budget. And then obviously when I was crashing, my sponsors sort of put the money up for it as well. So I've been lucky this year with my backing. So yeah.
And then you walked away from it at Cadwell, didn't you?
Alton Park, that was.
Alton Park, yeah. You walked away at Alton, and so
comparing the. See, I thought that you'd have you started at CDH halfway through 2023, so you got used to the ZX10, and I just thought, obviously, I'm a non-racer. I just thought, oh, he's going on to another ZX10. There's a bit of continuity there.
No, it's totally different. But you can't compare CDH.
What's the difference?
You can't.
What's the difference with those bikes then?
Massive difference. I'll tell you what's the difference is, and then Louis can tell you. The difference with CDHs, and I'm not just saying this because my in-laws have got that team, but it's the experience and the knowledge is way above. I mean, if I said to Louis now, if you had to walk into one of them garages, who would you walk into? Where would you go, Lou? Remember who I'm related to?
Yeah, we'd go to CDH.
Well, there you go. See, you fucking won some, hadn't you? Fucking knew I'd get you there one day. Go on. Yeah.
Oh dear.
But I thought that when I heard Louis was going to NMP, because I never had my eye on NMP before, but when I heard Louis was going there, I thought the same as you, Jim. I thought, oh, he's staying on the Kawasaki, that's good. Because I remember last year at Donington, I think it was Donington, he got the first ever top 10 for CDH, didn't you?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
That record still stands in that team.
Still stands, yeah.
Yes, 100%.
It was in the wet, but I tell you something, them quacks in the wet, there's something else. Because Storm Stacey, podium in the wet.
Podium,
but also it was an inspired tyre choice that Bill made with Louis.
Well, it was Bill, it was Jazz as well, actually.
Jazz as well, okay.
Jazz as well. I don't know, was it intermediate rear or was it into front? You went
wet front. I think it was wet front into rear. That was. Yeah. I think it's the same tyre choice that Irwin made. I think, and Bridewell, and
I think Franco.
Yeah, that's it, and Franco as well. I think and Ryan. Yeah, I can't remember what Ryan had in. Did he have full wets in?
I think Ryan had full wets, and he just had so much pace off the get-go. He just put a gap into everyone.
Yeah.
That
was a special race. That
it was. That race was funny. I remember starting that race. The first lap felt like a warm-up lap. I was just going past everyone. I was like, "What's going on here?"
What's the first round you did on the superbike?
Ruxton.
Then you went to Cadwell, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because I remember Cadwell. That was hilarious because we had Jack Scott in the garage, didn't he? And Cadwell, you set off, and then you just went straight up the grass, didn't you?
Oh,
and Jack Scott come in and went, "He's gonna fucking kill someone." That's why he says he just nearly took Danny Ken now. He said, "Fucking hell, he just went fucking flew everybody straight up the fucking hill."
Oh,
saw a gap.
Yeah,
this is going to Park, literally after Charlie's 2, down the back straight into Park Bend, and because the first lap, obviously because there's no wind against you, and obviously I started at the back. I got an amazing start, like every start I did last year.
Yeah, you got from last to third.
Yeah. And got through turn 1. I came out of Charlie's 2, and I was like, "Oh, Jack Scott was in front of me." I was like, "Oh, I'll do him into Park." And sort of got in the slipstream, going down the hill, pulled out the slipstream. As I was going up the hill on the right hand side of the track, I've never been on that side of the track before, and I broke a bit earlier, and I had a massive tank slap. And sort of just went past Jack, and I went past the next guy, and then the next guy.
And, you just, and in the distance, you just saw Louis going over the hill, over the grass.
That's it. And I saw a gap. Like I saw Jack Kennedy just about to tip into park, and there was a gap in front of him. I was like, I'm just going to have to go through that. And I literally I'll tell you how I didn't take anyone out was a miracle. That was.
Yeah. Jack coming and went, he's a psycho, he is. Why? He didn't even break. He just went straight through everybody. And I was like, I like this kid. Yeah.
So coming in, Lou, what's going to happen? Anything for the upcoming 25 season?
Yeah, we've got got a couple options. But yeah, speaking to a few teams, thinking about BMW 900s and stuff like that.
How the mighty have fallen! How the mighty have fallen!
Yeah.
No, we've got a couple.
That's when everyone goes and gets a £5 ice cream. That when the 900s come on.
Yeah, but see what happens. I mean, probably as much as I'd love to stay in Superbikes, unfortunately, how this year's gone, it's just not going to work. I mean, would like to show my potential a bit more to get into another team, but unfortunately, that was unable to happen.
After Alton Park, he was blowing my phone up, wasn't you? Let me ride your R1. Let me ride your R1 at Brands, please, please. Oh, I can't go out like this. I can't go out like this. I can't end the season like this, please. And I was like, no. Well, yeah, in a fashion. But like I was saying to him, I was going, because I've known Louis for a couple of years now, and I even said to him, I went, Louis, I said, why are you angry? And he was angry. He was like, and I went, you don't want to be riding in that R1 angry. And I said, why are you angry? Well, I don't want people to think this of me or that of me. And I was like, everybody knows. Nobody thinks anything bad of you because everybody knows. Anyone who knows racing, they know. Do you know what I mean? So there was no way I was letting you smash my R1 up at Brands anyway. No fucking way.
Bloody hell. It would have been a good crack though.
Yeah. Bearings cracked and everything else cracked and things smashed.
Yeah. So we got to discuss that BSB finale, man. That especially that race 2 in the last couple of laps.
Unreal.
What are we saying?
Oh, I wanted Tommy to win that so bad.
Tommy.
You don't. What do you mean, Tommy? He's all right, fucking good lad.
Nah, I prefer Kyle though.
Why?
Yeah, definitely.
I just do. To be fair, I weren't really keen on Tommy until I watched his podcast. I feel like I know him now.
Well, he won't. Well, I'm sure he will be losing sleep over your opinion. I mean,
Nah, but I'm glad Kyle won it. I told you still owe me a tenner for that as well. You know.
He does.
You
I heard it. You'd have fleeced him for his tenner if it was the other way around.
Fucking hell, man. Yeah, I wanted Tommy to win that. I'll tell you what, no one can turn around and say, like you can't really compare it, but the two riders this year that stuck out for me more than anybody is Tommy Bridewell on that Honda, because no one thought 100%. He would have done that on that bike. Honda owe him, and Top Rack on the BMW. And he gave the flag to Top Rack. Photo. Bing. Yeah, so like...
And I took that one there.
I don't start him off.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I wanted Tommy to win that, but what a race!
No, in all seriousness though, I totally agree, Chris. I never had Tommy go in there. I thought at best they're going to throw some money at it because it's Honda UK and they've not done anything for a long time. And Tommy's the reigning champion. I thought at best he'll get a few top fives. The odd podium, maybe a win here.
Yeah, I thought 2-3 seasons to come back to win it, but he was there from the get-go.
Yes, and he looks good on it as well. It's suited in that bike.
Yeah, if I wanted to go out now and buy another super bike for me to ride on the road, just because of Tommy Bridewell this year, I'd go out and look at a Honda.
But everyone's been talking about that's the new hot thing, like in terms of the base. The base starting point. There was a video that I saw on YouTube. I think it was at Alton. And I think it was a few of it was someone from MCN that was sort of testing it, like one of their lead testers, and I think they had one of the BSB boys on it as well, and they were talking about what a great bike it was, and it wasn't just on. I think they threw some slicks on it, and just the bog standard bike, it was surprisingly up there in terms of lap times. Like it wasn't that far off of a full fat super bike, so it's a great starting point apparently.
And that explains why it's so popular in the stock class, and also a little. I don't really follow that intently, but I keep my eye on EWC. A lot of the teams that were running Yams and other manufacturers, they've all now switched to Honda as well. So it seems that the current Honda, the only place it's not doing very well is World Superbike. But even then, they've started going up a little bit
but
the last few rounds.
It takes a year or two for them to start to build, like the base set of data, and then
especially
quicker over time.
Yeah. The BMWs should have done better this year. That's not down to rider. That's down to that tyre that went missing this year. I mean, look, you don't finish as high as Hickman finished last year, and then finish where he finished this year. That's not down to him.
I've heard people talking about the reason why the BMWs don't go so well in BSB is because the ECUs that they use don't really work with because I think they've got like a dual stage.
No, it's the tyre. It's definitely the tyre. What tyre is it, Louis? What tyre was it, Louis, that they took out this year? Was it?
They took out the X.
X, yeah. Well, that's what the BMWs favoured, the X tyre.
Yeah, because I know. Obviously, I know when they were talking about taking that tyre out, FHO didn't want that to happen.
No way. Well, why would you? Why would you? It suited the BMW.
But wasn't there some sort of to Khan's point? I think there was a mechanical restriction or an electronic restriction on that BM as well.
I think, who was I talking to about? I think it was Dean actually that was talking about it and saying that it was something about the ECUs, the way that the electronics work in BSB. I can't remember what it was, but I think they've got like 2 butterflies or something, and basically it's just they're never going to go that well because the electronics that are run in BSB don't suit the engine itself or something like that. I can't remember.
How many podiums did BMW get last year?
None, but I don't think on average, I don't think that they've finished as high this year.
So when you say last year, do you mean the 23 season or the season just gone?
The 23 season.
Well, don't forget about Haslam.
Yeah,
Brooks definitely won a race or two last year.
Exactly. Peter Hickman finished 6th, didn't he, in the championship?
I think
so. But this year he tended to be like 8ths and 10ths and stuff like that. He wasn't running as high.
Yeah, but Josh Brooks was the same. He wasn't as good as he normally was. My opinion of that is the tyre.
Yeah.
Fane and Stewart were together still. The tyre had stayed, I reckon.
Was that though?
Haslam got 10 podiums last year.
Yeah. I think if Stuart Higgs and Feo would have ended up getting married, the tyre would have probably stayed.
I don't think we can talk about that.
As soon as that fizzled out, that's it. That tyre's gone. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I blame that on
We can talk about anything on the XMT podcast. At least Chris can.
Right, Kip, what were they going to do? I literally my head with my slipper. Look at that. Look at that bad boy. You gotta get them slippers downtown on a Saturday night, do you?
What's that?
You know what I mean?
Homer Simpson.
No, look, it's my 3-wheeled van, man.
It was one of those Homer slippers.
No, it's my 3-wheeled van.
Is that a robe or is that like a proper sheepskin jacket you got on there?
No, this is my Mange 2 jacket, you know.
Mange do, Rodney. Mange do.
Yeah. So,
going back to Tommy and though, I love the needle still between him and Glenn.
Oh,
that cracks me up.
That's the best photo on my phone at the minute. The best photo on my phone.
What, the flipping him off?
Oh, mate, what a picture that was. I'm saving that. I'm going to put it on a Christmas card to somebody, I think. Yeah.
It was a good end to this. That's the second season in a row that we've had it decided by a point or less.
Yes.
A point this year, point and a half a point last year. So
in it good how it always goes to the
absolute last race of the season.
Yeah,
I was team Kyle just because I wanted him to get his first championship under his belt.
I've never even spoke to him, but I don't like him.
I just wanted someone who hasn't won it to get their first championship. It's always
I've never
nice someone
spoke to him. I just don't like him.
What's he done to offend you?
Well, I was quite pally with Jack Scott, wasn't I? And Jack Scott was really pally with Carl Ryder. What are you shaking your head for and closing your eyes?
So I don't know where this is going.
No, I was friends with Jack, wasn't I? I was quite friends with Jack before he turned all Kanye West on us. And I said to, and he goes, "Oh, I used to be really tight with Carl." I was like, "Oh, did you?" He's like, "Yeah." Then he shagged my missus during lockdown. I was like, "Did he?" He's like, "Yeah." So I just thought, I don't like that kind of shit. If you bros, you bros. You don't do that kind of things to your mates.
Bros before hoes.
Yeah. So I just thought, nah, I'm just a little knobhead, and that stays with me.
We
Now.
can't put that in.
Yeah, this is what I'm thinking. Surely Jack's gonna kick off here.
What's he gonna do? Smile and blind me? No, you got to put it in. It is what it is. It's the fucking truth, man.
You just told everyone that Kyle shagged his bird.
I didn't say that. I said Jack Scott told me that's what happened in lockdown. Now, if Kyle wants to come on and defend himself, he's more than welcome. We'll talk about it, and we'll talk about his fringe at the same time. But I ain't got one, so there you go.
Now, you know what? To be fair, trying to steer it back to serious racing talk.
PG talk.
Yes. I was very, very impressed with Kyle because I didn't think he had that fighting spirit in him. I thought when it came to
he
car
apparently
bashing,
shagged her all over. Oh, sorry. Oh, you're talking about racing now? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, are you done? You done, bro?
Yes. For now.
Yeah, I didn't think he had that in him. I thought if it came bar to bar bash, elbows out, and Tommy literally rides with his elbows out.
You can put your money on Tommy in a battle.
100%. And
he's
so
come on a lot this year. He's come on.
He has that last 3 or 4 races of the season. His form was just spectacular. It was really, really impressive.
Yeah, because normally he flaps it, doesn't he? Normally the last 4 or 5 rounds he kind of half flaps it, doesn't he?
Is this the first year he's had Tommy with him?
Tommy Hill?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, because I know. Well, that's definitely helped him.
Well, I think I had him last year.
Did it?
Yeah.
I was listening to his podcast the other week, and he was saying that Tommy's helped him world amounts this year, like just sending him texts and stuff and supporting him when he needs it, just to remind him.
Why don't that work with you when I send you texts and stuff? Right then, you little fucker. Make sure you follow that.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Dry. Yeah.
I've told you, man, walkie-talkie. Simple solution to that. None of this is there signal. Is there a SIM card? Just get walkie-talkies.
Exactly.
Walkie-talkies, because you can never get a signal.
You just want to get walkie-talkies and drones and all that shit.
I've got a set of walkie-talkies that I can bring with me.
I'll just get a whiteboard and stand in hospitality with Zach going dry.
we can light Jem's barbecue and send up smoke signals.
Oh, don't talk to me about that barbecue.
That barbecue.
Jesus Christ, man! That's from Steptoe's fucking parlour, wasn't it?
But
I've never seen a barbecue with 3 legs and a broken one.
I pulled the situation out of the fire, so Jem's not going to get any credit for that.
Mate, look. All seriousness, you're
tell
good.
It as it is.
You're a good chef. No, I'm not going to. I'm not deflecting.
What did he bring?
We'll put it up on in the edit. We'll put it up on
Have
the.
We got a picture of that thing.
What? Well, before he got all the slugs and snails out of it, where is it kept? In back garden? Is it just left out in the elements?
So I'll tell the story because otherwise Jem's going to tell you a skew-if version of the truth, right? So we was organising a last round barbecue at Brands.
Because, as we said in the first podcasts, kebabs are Turkish's signature dishes. Hungarilla.
Right, so we thought we'd treat the boys to an end of season kebab. I've gone to Jem, listen, I'm coming up in a 2-seater. I've got all my camera gear. I haven't got space in the car for a barbecue. You're going to have to bring the barbecue. He goes to me, no drama, I'll bring a barbecue. So I'm thinking, cool. I'll bring what I need to bring. He brings what he needs to bring. We'll have ourselves a barbecue.
I paid for it.
Yeah. So,
thank you, boss.
We get there.
Thank you, boss.
We get there. Jem pulls out this barbecue. Or no, I go to him, Jem, where's the barbecue? Because I'm in the awning at this point. We started to season the meat, get it all ready. And he goes, it's just outside. I've stepped outside and I've seen this barbecue. And I was ready to throttle him because he's brought me this rusted out, one leg's all bent. Like,
it was bad. It was bad. Honestly,
full of
it was bad.
sopping wet ash because it's been left outside. Like
Pictures of that barbecue in the Last Testament fucking painting. That's how old it is.
I'm pretty sure.
That's God's honest truth.
I'm pretty
There were fucking dead goat eyes still in it from where he butchered it during Ramadan. There was all sorts of shit in the bottom of it. I'm telling you.
Easy.
He had to,
luckily,
Khan had to burn it. Can you remember? I was going, what are you doing? He's going, I've got to fucking clean it with this blowtorch. And you were like blowtorching it clean.
it was not a good starting point. Luckily, it fell over because then we realised that those plates at the bottom had rusted out, and then another couple
Family
of
of
kilos,
frogs.
bunch of wet ash had come out of there. Otherwise, I'd been going, why ain't this thing lighting? It would have been because it would have been full of wet ash.
Yeah,
but anyway,
look, I admit it wasn't my finest hour. Unlike you, I can own my mistakes.
How did you get it? Did you put it in your car?
Yeah, I just tied some refuse bags around it and I put it in the boot. I've got a hatchback, so I have a bit of space.
Because Jem is so tight that he squeaks when he walks, I'd have looked at that barbecue and gone, that's not going in my car. That thing's an absolute mess. I'd have binned it and then just bought a new one to take to the track because I'd have gone, no, that thing's too far gone. But anyway.
You're right. I should have. All joking aside, I should have. But you made all those... Everyone made all those comments, but ultimately we literally pulled it out of the fire, and
it was right nice.
You enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, it was bang on that. Yeah.
Best kebabs I've ever had in my life. That's why I had 6
give us
of
a
them.
review out of 10.
That's why I had 6 kebabs, 4 chops, and I was sat there just eating all night.
I was force feeding Dave those Turkish sausages.
Oh, them sausages were like strong. Oh God, it was nice, but they were strong.
They are.
Look at Louis licking his lips. Ooh, he wants a sausage, don't you? Yeah.
I'm having a Turkish Friday night.
Yeah. Get him round. Where do you live, Lou?
Literally 5 minutes from Brands.
Oh, Jem's near there. Get you sent round. Get him a kebab cook, Jem.
We've got
No. I used to live in Bromley, so it was a bit further down the road.
It's literally 20 minutes from Brands.
Yeah, but I'm not there now. I'm North London now. I'm not close anymore.
Yeah.
That's not far, is it?
It's not. Well, it's probably about an hour to North London.
Yeah, but nothing's far for you, Chris, because of your previous job.
Yeah. Just nip down to London. See you in a bit.
Yeah, nip down, yeah.
Yeah, just nip down with my shorts on in rain. Right. Sweet, brother.
I know Jem is absolutely gagging to
talk about Top Rack. I knew you were going to say that. Come on, let's have a picture of him in the flag again. Ping.
That's got to be a reoccurring running joke.
Oh God,
it will be. So, he's got himself the title.
Go on then. Let's crack this conversation about Top Rack.
Jem,
come on, Jem. You lead it.
Because we all know you.
No, you can't tee it up like that. I kept my mouth shut anyway.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. I'll tell you what. Look at this. I'm gonna show you all a picture of the artillery for this, right? This is the artillery.
Yeah, that's tongue in cheek, mate.
Right at the end. Discuss World Superbike. Top Rack. With a big smiley face and loads of exclamation marks. So, come on, let's have it.
Alexa, shut up.
Let's talk about Top Rack. Go on.
I would never have thought that would have been possible at all. Even with his skill set, I never had him winning that fight. That's the honest truth.
Is that it? Done?
Pretty
That's
much.
all you've got to say.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I'm dumbfounded still.
Oh, that's great. So you have to finish that off on the next one.
I'm less surprised because the thing that was letting him down by far on that Yamaha was just the engine was just weak, and he was was it Barcelona last year where I think it was you that put that post up going, someone called the police. There's been
Oh, no, Portimao.
Yeah, there's been 2 robberies because he'd pull onto the back straight 5-6 bike lengths ahead, would get to the end of the straight. You know, Bautista wouldn't even be looking for a hint of a slipstream, and he'd just go straight to the other side of the track and just drive past him. And
I've got a question for you. If anybody knows the answer to this question,
10 bike lengths ahead by the time he got to the end of the straight.
What rear tyre did he run in Worlds?
Oh,
was it the X?
Yes, they do run the X. But yeah, so coming back to what I was saying, I wasn't that surprised because
point made.
He'd get absolutely mauled down the straights, and we all know that whether or not he gets a chassis that's quite the best or not, he'll pull it around the bends. He'll make up the time on the brakes. What you can't do is, if you're sitting there hemorrhaging, because that Yamaha was probably costing him half a second a lap, if not more, every lap, just in lost performance down the straights. So, and last season, he doesn't normally look ragged on a bike, in as much as we know what he looks like on the brakes, but we know that that's not ragged for him. That's just his style. But in terms of corner entry and the number of, because if you look back and watch the number of big moments that he'd have on the way into corners, in terms of like it sort of like a bit of a tank slapper going on, or like a shit, he nearly lost it. He seems to somehow never lose it, but you'd see that almost every lap, where he'd be having a moment a lap last year, and this year it was far more controlled because he wasn't having to try and ride at 11 out of 10 just to stand a chance of keeping up with Bautista for 5 or 6 laps before he blows through the rear tyre, and then Bautista will just piss off into the distance again. So I'm not as surprised. I didn't think that it would be as comfortable as it ended up being, because he's basically wrapped it up, with a couple of races in hand, having missed 2 rounds to injury, and then coming back after a huge crash, because he must. There's no part of me that doubts that he's still sore from that crash to some extent. He can't be fully healed from that, because that was massive.
Yeah, it was bad, that.
Really,
it was terrific.
You know what surprises me more than anything? That Jem hasn't had more input on this league of conversation. I'm really shocked, and I am not genuinely shocked, but I am really shocked. I'm not normally genuinely shocked.
I think he's trying to prove a point.
I think he's just sat back like thinking, "Love that boy, top right, can't do it." I mean, well, show me your hands. You ain't got any baby oil on your hands, right? Oh, yeah.
Where was we? Yeah, so I'm not that surprised, because I thought he's going to make up the time where he was hemorrhaging it down the straights, and he'll find a way to make it through the bends. So the fact that he did it with that many points still available to spare after having missed 2 rounds, I think was a little bit of a surprise. I might have expected it to run a bit closer than that, but I'm not surprised that he did it this year at all.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, obviously, with the rules changing this year, obviously Bautista wasn't as dominant as he was last year because of the weights. So, because obviously his main competition was probably Bulliger. Yeah. Obviously, his first season in Superbikes, wasn't it? Remember right?
What an amazing day!
A brilliant season, brilliant.
Amazing. He was an absolute force in Supersport last year, and to come up, onto the liter bikes and do it again and be not just quick, but he was constantly, pretty much week in, week out, putting it ahead of Bautista, who's got the experience on that bike. So to then come up and be beating out Bautista most weekends, mega impressive.
What do you think? What do you reckon? Where do you reckon Ryan will figure next year? Then do you reckon he'll do well?
Done all right today, to be fair.
Yeah, he did all right today, didn't he?
Yeah, he done a 40.9. I think that would put him. Well, he wouldn't be last in the qualifier, but like for first time on Ducati,
he looks well good on it as well. Looks sick.
He's got a great style, though, right?
Yeah,
he's got a really, really good style.
So what let him down this year? Do you reckon it was bike, or do you reckon it was, because I heard a couple of different things? I've heard the bike let him down a few times. Like, he kept crashing because something wasn't right or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but
Well, that's the thing. We'll never know. To us, when we see somebody low side, we just think, okay, that's a rider error. But then if you dig deeper and the team says, well, actually, it happened because of X, Y, Z. Standing back from where we are, it still looks like
rider.
He's still a bit inconsistent. The speed, the raw talent is 100% there. He's definitely fast. And Khan and I actually thought at the beginning of the season, we had him as our dark horse for the title.
Who? You were new?
Right, me and Khan.
Oh.
I think, on the first race up.
Are you surprised?
Yeah.
Are you surprised Bradley Ray's come back so quick or not?
I'm not surprised, but I'm massively disappointed.
Yeah, I am.
Because no, he's got that boy. That boy is fast, and because I've got to know his parents a little bit through the
Have you got any photos? You have. You have.
I have. We'll do that in the post edit. They're really, really lovely people, his parents, and they're always up for a chat.
He does, doesn't it?
Full of dents.
I know. Isn't it?
So, they've really sort of explained how hard it's been for him. The bike's just not there. The team isn't there. He's better than what he's been dragging that thing around, and he's got some good results. He got 6th at Imola. That's no mean feat on a Yamaha.
No.
So, who do you think to the title next year then?
What, in BSB?
Yeah.
It's got to be Yamaha.
Why?
It's got to be.
Why?
They've got 3 good riders. I mean, Talbot. I mean, yeah, that's just going to be his rookie year. But Carl and Brad, that's going to be a force. That is.
That'll be tough.
I love that the Yam is still good in our domestic series. Like, it's completely outclassed on the world stage, but I love that it's still relevant in our paddock.
Because there's not that many power tracks on the BSB.
Exactly.
Well, the Yamahas are quick though.
So you don't think Tommy's going to come back strong?
I would be there or thereabouts.
If you go down to the
Yeah,
last
never
race,
discount him. Never discount him.
You can't, can you? No, you can't. What about moves? Where do you reckon Storm Stacey's going to go? Where do you think would be a good move for him?
FS3.
Do you think stay on a quack?
He won't stay on a quack.
What do you reckon, Zach?
I feel like we already know, don't we?
What do you mean?
Was he going to XMT?
I don't like his hat. I don't like anything that's taller than me. Yeah, but it'd be interesting to see what Brent does next year.
He's is he supporting Chloe through the full season next year?
I know someone who supported Chloe once. Should we talk about
No. Not on the
We're going to have
podcast.
to edit that bit out as well.
Not on the podcast.
She did very well, by all accounts.
Yeah, really well.
Jerez.
It's a shame she got them long lap penalties. I reckon she would have had a shot at a podium there, big time.
Yeah.
That's really
You know Chloe,
impressive.
don't you, Zach?
Yeah, I do know Chloe. Yeah.
Yeah, got on all right then, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a ladies' man, old Zach Attack, aren't you, Zach?
No.
Because the
He is
last
a bit.
podcast that went out, because old Flow Rider walked past the camera, you got some right shit from other girls, didn't you?
No, you can't say this.
What about Lucy? Have you seen it with Lucy?
He just did though.
Oh,
Have you seen it with Lucy or Sandra or
no,
Stacey or
do not.
Tina?
You know, if Flo watches this, I'm gonna get a clip.
Why? Why?
Stop. Can we edit that out,
Oi,
please?
no, don't edit in that. Oi,
Please edit that out.
no, I tell you what, you're even messaging Louis' ex-bird.
You what?
You're even messaging Louis' ex-bird.
No. I was. Cool, yeah, I was.
Let's talk about that. Right then, come on, let's talk about that for
I
a bit.
wasn't messaging her like that. I was just talking to her.
What do you mean you wasn't? Right.
I was just talking to her, and you said, "Oh," and then you told me that she used to be with Louis.
Just gonna
Yeah.
just putting this.
Yeah.
She used to be with Louis. And then
I've
Louis,
got to be so careful what I say.
And then Louis just thought, nah, mate. Why did you split up with that girl then, Louis?
Oh, I'm not talking about that.
Mate. Play the game.
Come on. Tell us what crack was. Warn him off.
Chris is
Tell him.
just out here. Fuck.
Tell him. Tell. Just. I'll tell you what then, Lou. Do us a favour then. Just tell Zach the truth. Is it worth it or is it not worth it? No one knows who we're talking about because we haven't mentioned any names. Zach's messaging about 3,000 birds right now. Come on, tell him. Does he go there or doesn't he?
Well,
come on, Louis. Come on, Lou. Come on.
That's your answer right there, isn't it?
Well, that's what you know. When
Yeah, there's hesitation there. What am I missing out on?
I'm not saying anything bad. I'm not saying.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you, Zach. Have you ever seen film Fatal Attraction? I know you're going to say no, right?
No,
watch it.
That's way before his time.
I know. Yeah, I know it is, but watch it because that's what'll happen to you.
What's the storyline?
Just watch it.
No, you got to watch it. It's just an 80s classic.
To be fair, it is actually an all-time classic movie that you should watch it.
You must have heard the phrase "bunny boiler."
Huh?
You've never heard of bunny boiler, have you, Lou?
No.
Oh, she's a bunny boiler. Have you, Jem?
Mate, we're the same age. I'm 43.
I know, but you've never heard of the word bunny boiler.
Of course I have, because I know the.
So when did you start messaging her anyway, Zach? Was Louis in her school?
No.
What messaging her behind Louis' back was you?
What?
You weren't messaging her behind Louis' back, was you?
I didn't even know Louis was with her. You told me that Louis was with her when I mentioned it.
I said Louis is with her, and you still messaged her.
I split up her almost a year ago now.
Yeah, he's been messaging her for a year and a half, haven't you? Yeah, you little shit. You little wanker. Yeah, he has. He was sending her videos of his thumb up, his thing. You know what I'm talking about. Click, click, wink, wink.
We know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Zach, he's gone. Zach's gone, look. He's gone. He doesn't know where to put his face. He's gone, look.
You've got to stop digging him out, bro.
You gave him that ammo, to be fair.
Oh, but listen, where else can you come and talk about racing and get two lads in a room where one of them's messing the other one's girlfriend and that? It's funny, isn't it? It's classic. It's classic. We've only got 12 subscribers. No one's going to watch this shit. We're only doing it because we like to feel important.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So So anyway, let's go back to racing because I'm not getting out off you two, am I? I mean, I'd be kicking off if I were you, Lou. But whatever. Are you going to Motorcycle Live for the BSB day?
I want to, but it falls on my birthday, so it's a bit.
Well, that's all more reason to go then.
Exactly.
No, because I think it's.
Yeah, you've just answered your own question, dude.
It's your birthday, man. Let's go. I'll get you a cake.
Yeah, do you know, I'll do the celebration the day before on the Saturday. Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll go. So are you going, Lou?
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, that's it. Are you coming, Zach?
So I'll be there.
Who are you bringing? Bringing your dad?
Oh yeah, I'll bring that. Yeah,
bring your dad. Are you coming, Jem?
Of course.
Don't bring a fucking barbecue. We've seen the state of that.
Barbecue.
But I think on the next podcast we might have a bit of 2025 news. Got some very, very good meetings coming up in the next few weeks. Love a good meeting.
Who are you talking to then?
Me?
Who's the team talking to?
Well,
who's our next guest?
The next what to come on here?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask Stuart Higgs. He'll probably ignore me, but I'm gonna email him and ask him. Yeah, he's nice. I like him. He's quite a nice guy. He reminds me of myself a little bit. Everybody just talks about him behind his back, but no one says out to his face. I feel I get a bit like that myself. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'll ask him. I think for him just to ignore me, but it would be good. But yeah, so yeah, we've got some meetings going off. I mean, I'm going all in next week, and then when I come back,
where you go?
I'm going back to Cape Verde for a week.
Nice.
Oh, lovely.
Bit of winter sun.
Yeah, got to. No stress. It's very important. And then when we come back, it's all steam ahead. Get things in order. Get us chess pieces all lined up. Because the last thing we want to do is be in January, February, not knowing what we're doing. So we've got a plan. Me and Zach's got a plan. So we're just going to execute that plan to the best that we can. And then it's all down to him. Oh, by the way, I've got to apologise to Benny Grayson because he found the last podcast offensive. He messaged me when he was pissed.
What
because
was he offended about?
No, he was proper offended. He says, I heard your podcast, I thought we were mates. So I messaged him back, I was like, what are you on about? Ignore me, I was pissed. And I went, Benny, A truth lip lets the truth slip. No, a drunk lip lets the truth slip. Oh, yes, he was offended. So whatever we said about him, Benny, I hope you're all right. And
It was calm when he inserted that blue flag.
that's what I said to him.
Oh, is that what it was?
Oh, was it me? Oh, sorry,
It's got to
man.
be
It
you
was
with the
only-
It was either you with the. It's got to have been you with that fucking blue flag. Heartless.
Did I say anything? I can't remember. I was only
You put
sleeping.
the flag on it.
Wasn't what you said, it's what you did.
Yeah, it's the blue flag,
Oh,
man.
yeah, no, I did, didn't I? My bad.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
blue
but it was
flag.
literally just flashed up momentarily.
It's all love, Benny. It was only a bit of tongue-in-cheek fun.
Yeah, so we apologise, Ben. Hope you're all right.
Sorry, Benny.
It's been a bit more PG tonight, to be fair.
Is it?
Yeah, it has, hasn't it?
In some
And
ways.
I guarantee
In other
you,
ways, not so
and I
much.
guarantee you, right, half of this my shit gets edited
Oh,
out
hang on,
again.
hang on. You said you were going to finish off the story about the sock last time.
Which sock?
The
Oh, I finished that off.
Yeah, he did it.
No. He said he had another shit story.
Oh,
with
about the train.
train.
Oh, we ain't got enough time for that. I'll tell you about that next time. But yeah, but Louis, are you definitely 100% back in the paddock next year?
Yeah, I'll definitely be there.
Good. We need people like you there because you make me laugh. You're funny. Brands Arch, I saw him walking around on his own at Brands Arch, right? And I goes, "You all right?" Louis went, "Yeah, all right." I said, "What you got there?" And he goes, "Posters of me." I went,
No. That was it. He went.
"I'm supporting
It's my
myself."
posters of my favourite rider. He went, and I went.
That were it, yeah. And he went,
He
"Who
goes,
was it?" He went,
Me.
"Me." Walking around with posters of himself, hoping someone would go, "Oh, Louis, sign that pitch for me. Oh, have you got any photos for sale?" Yeah, and then he'd sign it like that, and then she'd take it home, and then Zach would say, "You all right, Doug? Did you get that thing here?" Yeah, one of them.
Right, I think it's time to cut that motherfucker.
Yeah. This time next year we'll be millionaires.
You know it makes sense.
Yeah, but thanks for coming on, Louis. Really appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for
Yeah,
having
good
me.
to have you on, bro.
Yeah, keep your girlfriends away from Zach. Thanks for coming on again, Zach. It's been absolutely lovely to see you.
Yeah, I've enjoyed every moment.
Would you like
Cheers for having me.
to say hello to anybody while you're on, Zach? Anyone in particular? No? What about your mate that you're picking up from work?
Oh yeah, shout out to Tom.
Yeah. Stop putting his fucking screwdrivers in your mouth because he's getting pissed off with it. All right. thanks for coming on as well, Jem. It's been great. You know what I mean? Sat here for
as
3
always,
hours
mate.
working out technical issues. Absolutely starving. Yeah.
We got there in the end, just up with a barbecue.
Any shout outs for you, Louis?
Oh, might as well shout out old Jazzy boy.
Oh yeah, got to say hello to the Hobbit, haven't we? He should have come on. He's a good lad, Jazz. And so Lou, if just say no comment if you want to say no comment. Just this is going to be the last of the horrible questions. If NMP Racing ring anybody and say, "Do you want to ride our bike next year?" What would you advise them to do?
Well, I think they've already got a rider.
Do you know who it is?
Well, it's got to be Connor Thompson, isn't it?
I thought that. I wasn't. I don't know though.
No,
I don't know if he'd do it. He pulled in on both races, didn't he?
He
Crashed, didn't he?
What happened to what's his name?
Corey.
Oh, Big Air. What's his
Yeah,
name?
Corey Tinker. Yeah.
Yeah. I still can't believe there's people walking around with the first name Corey. Because at school, that was your cock.
Corey.
It is.
He's got a right Corey on him. Is it true or not? That is what a cock is, a Corey.
Yeah, Tyson Fury says it, doesn't he?
That's
Dunno,
definitely
does
a
it?
northern thing. It's
Yeah.
not a southern
I've
thing.
never heard that in my
So anyway, you skipped the question, Lou. If he was looking for a rider and they asked somebody, what would be your advice?
Enjoy.
Yeah,
That's
no,
unfair.
In cheek.
I mean, to be fair, it was exactly like the time this time last year, and season ended, and people were ringing me up asking what CDH were like.
yeah. What did you say? What did you say about that? Go on, God's honest truth. Because you didn't have a bad time there, did you?
No, I didn't. I mean, to be fair, it went quite well. Obviously, there were a couple of problems. I mean, just normal bike problems. But I like the team. My side of the garage.
That's only because I was there.
Exactly, it was good. So my side of the garage, Bill and Colin, they're amazing. Obviously, I learned a lot.
So who do you reckon's the best out of Colin and Dean?
I never worked with Dean.
So you're saying Colin then?
Yeah, I say Colin.
Yeah, I agree.
That's just by
agree.
default.
I agree.
In fact, no, I just choose Bill.
Bill?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, Bill's a good lad. I like Bill.
Shout out, Bill.
Yeah, big shout
Yeah,
out to
Bill's
Bill.
a dude.
big up.
Yeah, it's all right, Bill. Yeah, yeah. So it'll be good to see you next year in the paddock anyway with your little hobbit friend.
Yeah.
The only,
Hopefully,
man,
won't
yeah, the only man I know that doesn't have to take a golf club to golf. He just uses his leg.
Crikey. I tell you what, his crutches this year, they're just getting in everyone's way. They were in the garage.
There was last
Oh
year.
man.
There was last year. I remember last
Yeah.
year when it was. I think it was Donington when everyone was running around for the tyres. We was up in the stand. I had some sponsors with us and was looking down. Right, you was on the bike. Jazz was running to get a tyre, and you know he's got a leg twisted the other way.
Yeah.
His dad's got a worse limp than him, so he was running at the same time. Colin had gout, so he was limping. He was just like watching like the Castor Cocoon running up and down the pit lane.
Walking wounded.
Oh, it were right bad. I'll tell you now, all they needed were a fucking disabled sticker each, and they were sweet. Honestly, if any of them were claiming DSS that day, they would not have. They'd have just gone, they are fucked. That claim is legitimate. Keep it going. Get them in invalid car. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Right.
right. So on that bombshell.
On that
Thank you very
bombshell.
much. I bet my
Mine
shit
do,
gets
Rodney.
edited
Mine
out.
do.
I bet he edits loads of shit out because he's a
Zach's just sitting there thinking, fuck.
I'm just thinking about the repercussions that this podcast could have.
Don't worry, I'm your mate. You're there.
Mate, you're gonna make it's gonna make you famous. It's gonna
We're
make
Zach,
famous.
you're there.
Thinking of you.
Zach, you're there. No one's going to do it to you. You're there, mate.
True.
You're my bro.
I might get hit again.
Why, what do you mean it's again? Who's it?
Oh, no, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Oh, you want? Come on, tell us.
Again.
No, it's an inside joke. I told you. I told you and Liam.
It. Oh, when Flow Rider beat
No, whoa, yeah. Let's leave it there.
Oh, it'll get it. Well, why do you tell me this shit? Why?
It's
What
on
do you
you,
mean?
Zach. You keep telling him stuff.
No, I told it.
It's on you,
What?
mate. It's-
Do you know
Yeah,
what, though? I'm
he's
proud
right.
of you. No, but I'm proud of you that you didn't hit her back.
Cheers.
Well
thank
done.
you.
What did you do?
Just
And on that bombshell.
Just to hold on. Just to let everyone know, Flo didn't hit me. Not like that anyway. Just to let everyone know.
It was consensual, right? And on that
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, and on that bombshell, we
I'll
really
tell you
have to
something.
wrap up.
I'll tell you something. She didn't hit him.
Go.
She purposely headbutted him like that owl. Yeah.
Right.
Who was on the,
All right,
who was on the
boys.
step?
Thanks for tuning
Goodbye.
in, folks.
I'm
Good
sweating.
to see you all. Been a blast.
Same time, same place next week.
Later.
So,
That's a cut. That's a cut.